Between Lausanne and Geneva. We are headed to Geneva today to look around. It's kind of a cloudy, rainy day, so I'm not sure how long we'll stick it out. Mark is studying the map and what there is to do so that we can figure out where we want to go once we get there. Geneva is on the southern end of Lake Geneva, about a 45-minute ride from Lausanne, and just over the French border, so we'll be almost into France by the time we get there. One thing we do know is that Geneva is home to the European office of the United Nations, and I believe you can tour the United Nations building, and we understand there are a couple of really beautiful churches and cathedrals to see, so stick around and we'll show you a little bit about Geneva. This is St. Peter's Cathedral in Old Town Geneva, and they have an archaeological exhibition that we think we're going to go to. It costs a little to go to that, but the cathedral itself is free, but we love archaeology, so we're going to try this. So we're now in the ruins under the present day cathedral, and this was the original doorway to the North Cathedral. You can see the foundation here of the step as you went in. The original part of this cathedral dates to the 4th century. This is pretty old. So this shows them casting a bell for the tower, and they did it underground, and it shows the way it was molded underground, and that was to prevent explosion due to the pressure of the molten metal. And this is what's left from the casting, the cross pieces that you saw in that illustration. The impression still remains. You can see all throughout this exhibit we're walking above some of the earlier foundations that are preserved under here. Small votive containers, it says, from the 2nd and 3rd century. Yeah, that was a column right here apparently. And then over there, a corner column. This construction was from North Africa.
Africanus was a type of construction.
Yeah. Interesting. Some ceramics that were found, and some floor tiles. They told us in an introductory film
Yeah.
They showed us how many stages this was built in, and so.
On top of the other.
Yeah, really one on top of the other until they were all connected. And this tells you the different time periods. And you can see throughout the ruins that they're marked in the different color coordinated markers that show the time period. So there's many types of construction here, including African and Roman construction. So these were the monks' cells. You can see the wall of river rock over there, and these are very interesting, these little crevices in the ground. They were heating conduits, so somehow from other parts of the buildings, I guess, they pushed heat through these to heat these individual monk cells. I don't think we've seen that in any archaeological ruins before.
Yeah.
So this was a room that they unearthed where they dried grains, wheat and corn and such. You can see a grinding stone over here. But they were so smart. They used the heat from the process to heat the rooms that we saw in the monk cells. And so the heat went through those conduits and heated those cells. So this room served dual purpose. This tomb was unearthed from 100 BC, and it lies under the choir right now. You can see back there the oval hole that was dug. They think that was to try to unearth the man's skull, and they believe that he was a chieftain. They think he was a very important person. And very nearby, they found evidence of bonfires, which they think were lit to worship and honor the man that was buried here. This is where the bishop would have received people, and there was conduit underneath the floor, and you can see those couple of holes leading to the underneath the floor conduit. And that was for the purpose of heating this floor. So we read on TripAdvisor that this is the #1 thing to see in Geneva. Oh, it is pretty. I don't think this film's going to do it justice. The colors. Well, we're so happy because when we came out of the church, the sun had come out. So we went across the street, had some crepes for lunch, found a really cute little creperie right here next to the church. But I wanted to tell you about the church. There is a huge exhibit underneath it. I don't think I expected it to be so complicated. It's probably one of the best archaeological digs outside of Rome that I've ever seen. It was well worth it. It was $8 a person, or 8 Swiss francs per person, which right now is about $8. They're running pretty neck and neck, but it was well worth it. And we spent a good 2.5 hours in there with the audio guide. We listened to everything and read most everything. You could probably do it quicker, but it was well worth the time. And then we went upstairs to the current church, and The church itself is not ornate. It's not a Catholic church, so it's not the ornate type of church that you're used to seeing a lot in Europe. But we found on TripAdvisor, people were saying that if you don't do anything else here in Geneva, to go see the Chapel of the Maccabees. And so we missed it the first time. We didn't see it. It's tucked away in a corner. So when you go into the front of the church, you want to make a hard right, and it's tucked away back in the corner on the right-hand side.
All the way at the front of the church.
All the way at the front of the church, yeah. And it is spectacular. It's very small, but it is absolutely beautiful and well worth the trip to come to the church to see that, even if you aren't interested in the archaeological ruins.
And if you really want to see it come to life, be here in the afternoon when the sun hits the windows. We're here early afternoon, not
It's
late afternoon.
4 o'clock.
But it's the windows are absolutely beautiful as they're lighted up.
Yeah, in the morning it's going to be, the sun's going to be towards the back of the church and not towards the front of the church where the Maccabee Chapel is. And now, since it's so pretty and sunny, we're going to head down to the waterfront.